Hey everybody, I am going to show you how to make this cool mixed media work. The holidays are upon us, and this would be a fun thing to give somebody for a gift or just to make to hang somewhere around the house. So I am going to show you how to do it. So let's get started. Here, what I'm doing is I'm laying down papers. These papers can be sentimental to you, or they don't have to be. I'm just kind of intuitively placing them all around, just wherever feels right for me. And I'm doing that all over the panel. And I'm using Mod Podge glue to lay down my papers, and this is going to create a texture, and some of this is going to show through and some of it won't, and that's entirely up to you how much you want to show and how much you don't want to show. And then next I am doing a wash. I'm spraying water, and that's a little bit of black paint, and I'm just doing a black paint wash over the entire piece, and then I'm wiping it down with a paper towel. And then I get my hair dryer out, dry it real good, and I'm adding more water, and I'm doing a blue wash now. And this is with Phthalo Blue, and I'm doing this all over the piece. And then I'm wiping it down with a paper towel. And then of course get the hair dryer out and dry. Every layer has to be completely dry as you're moving on. And then I'm getting some gesso, and I've got a credit card, or you can use like a thick piece of paper, and I am creating another layer, and I'm just swiping it all different directions on the panel, creating this texture. You could do this with paint, you could do this with watercolor, you could do it with anything, but I am using gesso. And then of course get the hair dryer back out and dry your entire piece. And so what it doesn't show you is that I put down a gesso wash. So I put some water and some gesso. The videotape cut out or something, I don't know, but put that down with water and gesso, and then put paper towels all over it. And then when you pull the paper towel up, it creates this, like, you can see the little indentions from the paper towel, which I thought created like a snowy, fun effect. And then of course this layer needs to be dry as well. So get that handy hair dryer or heating tool out so that it's dry before we move on. So then what I did is I took some paint tape and I boxed out my window. And so here I'm just using charcoal pencil, and I'm boxing everything out so that we're kind of creating the shape of the window, so that when you pull the tape up, you'll be able to see where your squares are. And that tape is just paint tape, so it peels off real easy. And you can create this piece as big or small as you want. This one is a 24 by 30, but you can do it small, you can do it any size really. And here I am just creating some like little leaves, little branches that my red bird is going to sit on. And you can do as many as you like, or as few as you like. It's really up to you. And I'm just using a black and green. I mixed some black and green together. And I'm just kind of seeing where my red bird will fit. What I love about mixed media art is that you're creating things with like found objects, and there's so many layers, and it's just it's fun to create mixed media works. So here I'm just adding some more green like leaves and stuff on the other side to kind of balance out the piece. And then I'm kind of giving the leaves a little highlight and just use like a lighter green, add a little white, boom, you got it. And just add some like little, it can be like painterly, it doesn't have to be perfect, however you would like your piece to be. I'm kind of doing mine, not perfect. I want it to just be interesting, have character, so it doesn't have to be just, everything just perfect and just so. So you can see I'm just kind of having fun with it and laying it on just however. And here I am taking some gesso and kind of creating some snow in the background. I want it to be faint because I've already created like a really cool background, so I want that to be really mostly what you see. I'm just kind of adding some white for like some snow, and I'm adding some snow on the leaves. And I'm just kind of doing it messy. I don't want anything looking perfect. And you can use like gesso or white paint, whichever you choose. I'm using gesso. And the next step is pulling off all of this tape. And so you can see your window box that you created. And so what I've done is I took some paper and I coffee dyed it, and then I ripped it to go all the way around for my window, and then I did a little stenciling on the coffee dyed paper, and now I'm just gluing that down with Mod Podge. I think my camera must have stopped recording at that part, but that's what I did. It's really easy. Now I'm just laying that down with Mod Podge. And now I am laying down the red bird with some Mod Podge as well. And if you get like little wrinkles, I like the wrinkles, but if you don't want the wrinkles, you can get like a credit card and rub them down. And so I have a brayer here, and I'm creating layers on my frame, and I'm doing several different layers of light brown, dark brown, light brown, and just kind of creating this kind of wood effect on this frame. And I'm doing that all the way around the frame. I love the effect that brayer gives. That's fun to use. And now I'm going in with the even darker color. And it's picking up on like where all those grooves are, which is really cool. And here I'm putting on a glaze. So I used some matte medium and some red because I really wanted this red bird, as it is the focal point, to really pop, to really stand out. So I wanted to make it brighter. And this is some cosmic shimmery awesomeness, and so I'm just spraying that all around the frame to give it kind of a shimmer, and then drying it and then spraying some more, doing a second layer. And it's really kind of hard to see on camera, but it does give it this really interesting like pretty shimmer, which I love. And then I'm going through and I'm doing shading all around my red bird. And then I will also go around all the windows and all the edges again, and through the leaves some, just to give it some depth. And then I've taken a thicker charcoal and I'm going around all the edges. Covering all the edges, really making them darker, and around all the window edges, really making the window pop, giving it some depth. And this is some gold rub, which I love, it's cool, and I'm just going and rubbing it all around like the frame that I've created, and just giving it a little extra shimmer, a little extra pop, a little extra something special. And then this is totally optional, but I did it because it's a mixed media. I like things to be different, and so I added these stickers. So of little snowflakes. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's it. It's a very easy mixed media piece that that you could create for somebody, maybe for Christmas. I hope you guys dug this video, and I hope everyone is doing really, really well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.